everybody, welcome back to another Nature's Always Right episode. My name's Steven and I'm here to help you earn money market gardening or growing food for your family in your garden. Today's video is all about salad mixes. So this is especially for the market gardeners today because I'm going to be showing you how to use the Farmer's Friend Greens Harvester. This is one of my favorite tools, if not my favorite farming tool of all time that I've used so far, besides maybe the paper pot transplanter, because of how much of an upgrade it gives me to my farm. You know, if you harvest by hand with a knife, harvesting a bed like this would take, at least 30 minutes, up to 45 minutes, and you're bending over. It's a lot of work. With the Farmer's Friend Greens Harvester, it only takes me a couple minutes. So it is an absolutely game-changing tool. Highly recommend checking out Farmer's Friend. I have a link down in the description that you guys can click on, and anything that you buy through Farmer's Friend, whether it's the Greens Harvester, the tarps, their flame weeders, all of their different next level farming tools, I just get a small commission from them. So it's a way you can help support the channel while getting the best tools on the market. So I'd really appreciate it if you used my link. So today I'll be showing you kind of the ins and outs of using the tool. It's connected to an electric drill, so I'll be showing you the settings for that, giving you some tips on how close do you keep the harvester to the leaves so that they grow back really well. I'll show you a few different crops and a couple different seeding styles that I do with my direct seeder to give you lots of different ideas and ways that you could do this yourself, and just give you my best advice that I have after using this tool for about a year and a half now. I harvest about 25 pounds of greens every single week for my market. This is an incredibly profitable and popular crop at the market. People frequently tell me my salad mixes are the best they've ever had in their life, which is quite an honor, and I love being able to provide that to them. It also will last them about 2 weeks. So I have another video all about how to wash and pack these so that you are able to get that 2-week shelf life in the fridge. Okay, let's start with just taking a look at the tool, and I'll show you the settings that I like to use for my drill, and then we'll get into cutting the salad mix and showing you the details with that. So you can use any cordless drill. I use a Makita. This is my favorite brand personally. DeWalt's are also great as well. I have a 3 amp 18 volt battery. You can of course use less or more. The more amps or volts, the longer the battery is going to last, the more power it'll have as well. So when you're running your drill, you might have a couple different settings on your drill. You always want to let it run on the drill mode. This is for drilling holes in wood, and that's what you'll want to use. This has a little bit more, this is for screwing in screws, has a little bit more torque in it, I think. So this is what I use for my tilther as well. And then as far as the torque setting here, typically I'll run it right around 9 for my drill. You're going to have to play with yours. If it's too high, what can happen is this will spin too fast and will shoot out some of the greens. So then the next thing you want to do is open up the chuck. It's kind of a funny name, but this is called a chuck, I believe. And I'll just give you a little shortcut. If you want to open this up really quickly or close it quickly, you can hold this and press the drill trigger. See how it's closing quickly? Now you just want to be careful that you don't smack it at the end. So just go slow with it, but that's way faster than using your hands. So just open it up all the way, and then you set it on this. And just to show you how this works, if you've never seen it, the drill will turn this shaft, which in turn moves this serrated blade back and forth, and it also spins these tassels at the same exact time. And it's got this unique pulley system down here to manage all of that. So we put the drill on. I hold the chuck key to get it decently tight, and then I'll tighten it the rest of the way by hand. You want to get it real tight on there. Now this thing comes with a little wrist strap that fits on here, but I kept losing it and it didn't really help keep the drill in place anyways. So I just took that off. Okay, so now let's check out how to cut this and the distance you'd want to do this at. So you can see as I cut, what starts happening is the greens will pile up here and you'll just shake it back into the pouch and then you can keep cutting and moving. And then that's the height that I cut it at. That's pretty good. I got all the leaves and there's some small ones left behind to help regrow the crop for next week. And then you can bring the tote right behind you. The tote can sit on top of the greens that you already cut and it's not going to damage it. As I'm dumping this in, sometimes I'll slowly turn the tassels here to help knock out anything. Just always be really careful of this blade. You would not want this to hit you. It would be very bad. So here's what it looks like after I've already cut part of the bed. And I did a pretty decent job. I just was at the other property cutting a lot of things, so the blade may have gotten a little bit dulled. Sometimes this will happen, if you don't move slow enough, it'll push over the mix a little bit, so be careful of that. So you just really want to be careful to not go too low to the ground, right? You know, I've got drip lines under here. And also you don't want to cut the plant too low because you want it to be able to regrow every single week. If temps are in the 70s or low 80s, you can get about 3 or 4 cuts, maybe more if it stays in a cooler temperature, if it's cloudy. Deeper into the summer, you're going to, like when it goes to 90 degrees or higher and you're under shade cloth, you're only going to get about 2 cuts maximum. You're aiming to cut it maybe about right there so that you leave some of these smaller leaves underneath and those will photosynthesize and then keep the plant regrowing. So now normally I don't seed my salad mix beds like this where it's half and half on each side. Normally I'd make it so that half the distance of this bed is one green and the other half is another, as you'll see in another clip. But I did it this way because I knew this was just going to be for salad mixes. So if they get mixed together, it's okay. The other way that I do it that way so that if I just want to sell tatsoi on its own or kale on its own or arugula on its own or whatever it may be, it's very easy to harvest that and keep it all separate. Okay, so I just harvested about 9 pounds from this bed and I still have a little bit left over there. And I left that because I just want to ensure that if this doesn't grow back super perfectly, that I will have enough for next week. And I'm just thinking about the other salad mixes I have in the ground right now. I have some tatsoi at the other property, but that's going to be coming out this week. So I want to save some extra so that I can harvest tatsoi separately because I sell that separately on its own. So I'm just kind of ensuring that I have enough. I already have enough salad mix for this week. The max that I'm usually able to sell is about 25 pounds, and I'm already at that mark. And I've got a good ratio between the tatsoi, the arugula, the kale, and my lettuce mix. So that's why I'm going to leave that. Also, that area grows a little bit slower, just gets a little bit less sunlight there, things like that. So those are just some other maybe ideas you might want to consider as you're doing this, especially on a small scale. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for this episode of Nature's Always Right. I really hope this helped you learn how to harvest your salad mixes. This is easily one of the best crops that you can grow for your small farm, and I recommend it for everybody. Now, the next really important part of harvesting this is washing it and packing it. So I've got videos all about how to build a really good wash station, DIY style. So a greens bubbler, the salad spinner, drying table, a root wash table, all of that stuff. And I'll put links to all that in the video description. So you want to make sure that you have those to make to be as efficient as possible. Otherwise, the profitability of growing salad mix goes way down